it's MK, and I am back with a Stretch the Sketch layout for you guys today. Let me show you the sketch that we will be stretching. It's an old school one by Home and Garden, I think. Did you guys know that they did sketches? Crazy. I didn't. So there it is. And I am going to stretch it. I'm actually going to stretch it across a 2-page layout. And I'm going to do something massively out of my comfort zone. Look at all these bright papers, you guys. So bright. Okay, what do I have? I have a birthday party picture. Well, several pictures, actually. Then I have 2 pieces here from Close to My Heart. They're Halloween papers. So for these, I went into my Halloween stash because he is having a Monsters, Inc. birthday party. Okay? So, well, actually, it was just a birthday cake. Nothing, no themey stuff, nothing. But it was Monsters, Inc. So I have these cute little monsters going through a maze. Then this one here is like fingerprints. Look at that. Is that not cool? All right, and then it's purple on the other side. Then I have this scrap right here from another Halloween paper, and it is just some fun polka dots that get like real big from here and then go real small on the other side. I also have some border strips that I cut off of some more Halloween paper from Close to My Heart. I have this piece from Doodlebug. It's called Monster Mania. I don't buy Doodlebug, you guys, so I don't know how I ended up with this piece, but I got eyeballs on the other side. Again, I went through my my Halloween stash for this because I knew I had these bright, fun papers in my Halloween stash. I definitely don't have them anywhere else. Here are my base pieces. Ooh. I don't know why they're not as gorgeous as they look in real life. What else do I have? Well, let me pull it all over. So I went to my die cut machine for this because honestly, I don't have a whole lot. So I've got a bunch of tentacles that look fun. In fact, I have a third one here somewhere. Yep, I have a third one here somewhere. Then I also have these adorable little monster cut files that I have already backed and made ready to go. These are from Paige Evans, and they were, I believe, 13 days of Halloween. I believe that's what that was, and so you kind of had to wait. I think this was day 4. They are adorable. I have this film strip that I'm going to do something with. I also have these stickers. I'm not sure if you guys can see those, but they're circles and triangles and stars and hearts all over, and they're glittery circles. Those are from Close to My Heart as well. I took this white doily and I took my black sprays. I have 2 different, well, I have a couple different black sprays. I only used 2 on this. One was Altenew and the other one was Color Shine by Heidi Swapp. So I did that. I have a Project Life card that I cut up into 2 different pieces. So I have the saying and then I have this little journal spot. I also have this border die that I used a long time ago, so I just pulled it from my stash. I don't know if I'm going to be using all these, you guys. I have these, anywho, I have these sparkle glitter, not glitter, they're like gems made into flourishes. Super old from Close to My Heart. Super old. So I'm going to try to get those on a page. I pulled out these 2 pieces because some of the sticker books that I pulled out, I didn't get enough color. They were mostly green and teal. So I've got an orange sticker book by Simple Stories from the Snap edition. I also got some Scraptastic Club. They're like border stickers. They're wordy stickers and all that. But I love this green and this where did it go? This blue polka dot. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it. I just pulled it and kept it out. I'll probably set it off to the side like I always do and leave it alone. Then I also took this piece right here. I have a title going on. I do have one more letter that I want to put here, but I wanted to show you how I got purple little tiny letters. Look at that. I wanted to show you guys how I got those and kind of made it like funky looking. And then I pulled all of these stickers right here from the Vicki Boutin sticker book that was gifted to me at one of my, not mine, but at a scrapbooking retreat that I went to. Okay, I pulled a bunch of words and a bunch of tabs because I couldn't find any labels that I wanted to look for, and these were the only colors. The orange, actually these ones here are from the Scraptastic one like this, but I'd already put it away. So that's what these ones are for. All the rest are the Vicky Bouton ones. But they're kind of one-sided. There's not a whole lot of other colors like these that I wanted to pull in. So yeah, I make my own, you guys. And I'm missing a tentacle. Anyways, oh, I found it, quit looking. Never mind. What are the alphas that I'm using? The alphas that I'm using are these pink ones from Pink Fresh Studio. I don't know, the mix. Number 2. That's all it says. All right. So that's what I have. And then I also have these alphas here from American Crafts, and they're called Happy Day. So I've got those. And then I also just kind of left off to the side all of the pieces that I used for my die cut, for backing my die cuts. And I have to tell you that these specialty papers from my Tonic Studios kit, you guys, they made my monsters like come alive. Look at this. Sorry, I have to share. Look at this monster. He's supposed to be hairy. Well, the paper kind of helps out with that, right? I wasn't sure about the feet. I wasn't sure if I was going to cut them off and have him be like, you know, a mop or not. I'm not really sure. This one here is shiny and creepy looking. Like as soon as I put the back on it, yeah, it was creepy. It still is. This one I kind of made to look like the Monsters Inc. guy, so I kind of cheated there. But I know he's not. And then I just had a blast with this one. He's got, you know, like, he's got one piece of every paper on here and a green tongue. I love that. Anyways, okay. I am done showing you guys what I have and the scraps that I used and the paper that I'm going to do. I have no idea what I'm going to do. I just know that I have a sketch. I'm going to stretch across 2-page layout. Let's see what I'm going to do. But first, but wait, I was going to show you something first. I was going to show you how I made these pink alphas purple. That is what I was going to show you guys. So these are pink. I'm not sure if you guys can see how pink those guys are. And I turned them, blah, blah, blah. I turned them purple. And what I did, I love doing this, you guys, because it opens up a whole new level of, you know, using your alphas and making things work for you. And so basically what it is I love to buy all white alphas because I like to take my markers and turn them whatever color I want, okay? So these are Stampin Blends by Stampin' Up. That so silly. And basically what I do is I take the brush tip part of it. So it's got a nib, a teeny tiny tip, and a brush tip. And I put a coat on first, and I make sure that I coat all the way around. Now, if you don't get the base, then you'll have that pink color, or if the color didn't go all the way through, you'll have that white color. And so I put a good coat all over it, right? Okay, so that is what I do. And because these are alcohol based, they dry almost instantly, okay, depending on how deep you guys put them. Let me see if I can't, if I put you guys in, I'm probably gonna forget to take you out. Okay, just warning. So I let it dry the first time. Well, then when you go back in with your marker, it's going to reactivate what's already in there. Okay, now I have to tell you guys that once it's dried, it's dried. You don't have, please don't heat these. They'll melt. But what I do next, instead of rubbing my brush all the way over, I dab it. Now this is just what I wanted, the effect I wanted, because I wanted it to look funky like a monster. Okay, it is the effect that I wanted because of the monster part of this layout, right? Okay, and then when it dries, it's going to look like you took alcohol ink and put it all over, and so it's going to have the hard spots and the soft spots and the deep tones and the light tones. And you can do this how often you want, how much you want, and however you want, right? You can keep adding, keep going on. The more you let it dry, the more it's not going to blend and move around on you guys, the more that the bottom layer won't shift out of your way to make room for the top layer. And that's basically what you're doing, is you're moving what was already there out of your way to put right there. I don't know how it works. I think it's super cool, but yeah, I'm in love with this technique, and I do it all the time with stickers like this or alphas like this that aren't my color, but a good word. So anyways, let's get started and see what I can do with this layout. Again, I'm using that sketch and I'm going to stretch it. All right, let's go. So the first thing that I'm going to start with is deciding what papers I want to use as my mat. Now, I have to tell you guys, I'm pretty stubborn when it comes to changing the blade in my trimmer. I really, really am. I wait until it starts ripping my paper. Well, this paper here was so thin that it almost ripped the only piece that I had that I wanted to use. So I cut out me changing and fighting my blade. Then I'm going to go and use this eyeball paper for the backing of my photo strip. I really wanted to use the stripe, but it got totally lost. And so I pulled out some old school decal scissors, and it makes it look like my paper is ripped. That was my, look, I ripped it type thing. And then I'm going to go and put my photo mats down, place my photos kind of sort of where I'm thinking I want them. And basically what I did to stretch the sketch is I took the upper portion and put it on one page, and I took the lower portion and put it on another page, and stretched my sketch doing it that way instead of trying to figure out how to get that swirl to go all the way across the page and then have a teeny tiny little cluster. I was really fighting this sketch, you guys. That little small cluster down at the bottom with 3 photos was killing me. I couldn't figure it out. Even sat up late nights talking to Janet, trying to figure out what on earth are we going to do. All right, so now I'm just trying to figure out placement here. I am realizing that my, my idea isn't really popping out. It's not really what I wanted. Do I want to get rid of this photo so I can put this really cool guy in? I'm noticing that all my monsters are looking up, and I've got nothing to look up at. So I'm struggling just ever so slightly, struggling a little bit. And yeah, I don't know what to do with this layout. I thought I cut all this out. Maybe I didn't. Oh yes, here's where I decided that maybe I'll flip the layout. Oh yeah, that was worse. It really was. Bad idea. Bad idea. You should just stop right now. Yep. So like I said, I just figured out that all my monsters are looking up. And so now I'm getting my monsters, and I thought, no, that looks terrible. Yeah, keep trying. It still looks bad. It really does. I'm frustrated, you guys. What do I do? And my main thing is that I was worried to cut out these monsters even smaller. I didn't know how my machine would handle all of that. So that's what I was worried about. All right. So I decided, okay, I'm going to take a breather away from the monsters and move on to the mixed media. I know that I wanted a lot of white space, but I wanted to cover up some of that white space by adding a little bit of mixed media. And I have these really cool stencils and dies that all look like these techno, I don't know, really cool. They're so me designs. And so I knew that that's what I wanted to use because they look like something monsters would do, right? So what do I have? I have my Nuvo paste, and it's sitting over there in a glass cup on top of a candle warmer. Now, I live in a very dry climate. I live in the high mountains of Nevada. We have absolutely like zero humidity. When it gets to 2% humidity, you guys, we're sweating. We're sweating like crazy, like, oh my God, how do people handle this? And even though we enjoy our really hot summers without humidity, product dries out uber fast, like super fast. And I called Scrappy Amy and asked her, because she's the Nouveau guru. And I called her and I asked her, I said, oh my God, I'm freaking out. What do I do? I feel like I'm wasting my money. I don't want to buy any more of this product. And she goes, I don't know. I don't have that issue. Well, thanks a lot. I thought you were the guru. I'm just kidding. Anyways, I asked her, I said, do you think a candle warmer would, ruin it? And she says, it's not going to hurt to try. It's already ruined. It's already dried out. Well, duh. All right. So used my candle warmer. Works like a charm, by the way. And then I went to my Cricut and I was so super stoked that I was able to take these guys from 5 inches down to 3. I absolutely loved it. It cut like butter. I really, really enjoyed doing that. And I'm grateful that I had all of the same leftover scraps except for my little green guy. And I actually like him now because now he kind of matches the more brighter greens. All right, so back to the layout. Now I'm more happy with what it was. And I do have to tell you guys that I actually thought that I was recording putting that title together, but my camera has a demo mode on it. And if I don't push the start button twice, it only shows in demo mode. And so it's like, oh, well, that was a waste of time. So I apologize for not showing you guys how I put the title together. But I'm just putting all of my elements down and where I think they're going to go. And I went off camera and glued them all down. I put foam adhesive on the backs of my tentacles. I love those tentacles, by the way. And they were extra, so it was a full cut on the Cricut. It was an image, and I disassembled the image just to get a portion of it that I wanted. I didn't want the entire, weird monster that was attached to it. Yeah, it was like a blob sitting on top of tentacles. And so I stole his legs. That's what I did. I stole his legs. And then I decided instead of tucking the tentacles under the photos, because I thought that I lost a lot, I put the tentacles right on top. And I looked to see what the lowest point in the tentacles were in order for me to place them and make them look like they're coming out of my photo and out of the film strip. I really like it, you guys. Sorry. I think it's a great addition. And it's a pop of purple. I don't hardly ever use any purple. And so I'm pretty stoked. Sorry. At first, I hated this layout. I wanted to just toss it and come up with something else. But I'm persistent and I'm stubborn. That's me. So I've got this little monster. He's the only monster that is looking in a different direction other than up. And so I decided to put him on the left page looking into, because he's kind of laughing at what my daughter did to to Gabriel when he went and tried to I don't know what he was doing, but she smashed his face into the cake, and that is like her thing. Do not get near my daughter. If you have a cake, a cupcake, anything, don't get near my daughter. It's her thing. She thinks it's hilarious, and not a lot of people do, so she knows who not to do it to. Yeah, anywho. Just putting the monster title back up. I have a few things that I'm going to glue down. I thought I cut all this out, but clearly I didn't. But good thing it's only, 6 letters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, it was 6 letters. Yay, I can count today. So I also went into my die cuts, and I have similar images to the stencil. I have similar images out in a die, and so I cut some of those. Now this one here is a Vicky Bouton little sticker that was see-through, and I'm just putting it on a scrap of white cardstock. Now anytime I cut anything from 1/2 inch on up off of white cardstock, I stick it in a little baggie and I keep it just for stuff like this. I use it for washi strips. I use it for, making something a little thicker, like a sticker that was super thin and I want to make it thicker. They're handy to have around. And as many times as I, thought about get rid of this bag, I just can't. So I felt like that little monster over on the left was the only orange that I had on the table on the layout, because of the fact that I was going to use the striped paper and bring in all that color, and I did not. And so I have all these colors that are here on the layout, and it's like, well, where did they come from? And so I added a little bit of orange Simple Stories label stickers. And then I also went back to my die cut machine and cut another of these, like, I don't know, delicate, very delicate little guys. And I guess I just wanted a little bit of representation on both sides because it did look like they were only on the right side. I'm also down on the right side, down on the bottom, I was covering up. I was covering up a mess. You guys, this layout was messy. I shouldn't have used white because for one, I was too impatient to wait for my doily to dry. Yep, that was fun. And I had fingerprints, glue prints. I had, you name it, it's on this layout. And I just cover it up. You'll see them on the close-ups. There are some that I totally didn't even realize until after I was done. And it's like, oh, well, it matches. Whatever. I should have just torn the paper's edge just to make it look like the monsters ate the layout, because it's like, really, what else can go wrong on this layout? Because it took me, I want to say 3 days to, because I would work on it and then get frustrated and set it off to the side and do something else. It wasn't 3 days total and this is all I did for 3 days. No. It was, okay, I can't do this anymore. It's not working the way I want it, and set it off to the side. And that's basically, how I ended up doing these things, doing this layout, because it wasn't going the way I wanted it to. So added the close to my heart little triangles in random spots all over the layout. I felt like they were a great addition to this crazy layout, crazy pages. Going to do the exact same thing on the right page. And we are done, you guys. Longest, most horrible video ever. Forgot to record some things, printed out something that was too big, and what do you guys do when you get to creating and it wasn't exactly how you envisioned it? Do you give up? Do you put it off to the side and come back to it later? Do you reprint whatever it was that wasn't working? What do you guys do when you come into that issue of, oh my gosh, this is not how I envisioned it? So, anywho, I am done. This is what it was. I was going to put the sketch up in the corner like I sometimes remember to do, but because the layout took up most of the space, I didn't really have any room for that, so I apologize about not having the sketch. But here are tons of close-ups, and you guys get to see all of the texture that Tonic Studio papers put to my layouts. I feel like it gives it a lot of dimension. Not layouts, my monsters. Yes, my monsters. Be sure to check out the other gals over on the Stretch the Sketch Hops. Their layouts are absolutely amazing, and I love what they have all done with their take on this sketch. I will see you guys next time. Thanks.